welcome to Feminist, Alchemist. I am Samara, and this is a pick a card reading with messages from Lemuria. Do remember that these are general readings, so not every message will apply to you. Just take what resonates and leave the rest. Do check in with your own intuition, your guides, your higher self to confirm anything that you feel may apply to you. I've already done a podcast recording, the Ascension Messages podcast, which relates to this reading. You can jump over there to hear what messages came through from the Lemurian collective, ancient Lemurians, in that conversation. I'm going to take a leap of faith that if you are drawn to this video, that you have some knowledge or soul calling towards Lemuria. Perhaps you were there. Perhaps you're just curious. But in any case, I don't want to preface this reading too much. I would like the cards to speak for themselves, and we'll just dive into this together. So I have 4 piles and 4 crystals in front of me here, and I'll also play a tone for each pile. So first we'll do the crystal selection, and then there'll be different frequencies for each pile. For those of you who would rather close your eyes and let your ears guide you. So at pile 1, we have aqua aura quartz. Pile 2, we have rutilated quartz. Pile 3, we have singing quartz. And for pile 4, garden quartz. So I'll show you a quick overview shot of those 4 piles. And now we'll go to the audio selection process. Pile 1. Pile 2. Pile 3. Pile 4. Hello, pile 1. Welcome to your reading. You chose this beautiful, vibrant aqua aura quartz point as your crystal. Where should I put this? Let's put it here. So let me tell you a little bit about the crystal that you chose first of all. It is said to be a throat chakra crystal. It can take you back in time to prior to incarnating in the earthly plane. It helps develop channeling skills. It can help you connect to your lifetime in Lemuria if you had one. And what else can I say about this crystal? It helps to trust with one's inner guidance, build a trusting relationship with one's inner guidance, and soul purpose. So to get information from the soul. Okay, so I've pre-shuffled some of your oracles here, and then some oracle and some tarot, and then I will shuffle some additional clarifiers and a final oracle as well. Okay, so your first card is Beyond the Mind, which is very appropriate for this crystal. So I haven't seen any of these cards yet. Ooh, I forgot to light the candles. Let's do that. Okay, voila. So the first card, yes, as we said, it's Beyond the Mind. I'm gonna have to put something to stand. It's up here. Beyond the Mind, and your second card is Water, the Overflow. Okay. Which is very appropriate, I think, for the crystal that you chose as well. And then, should we start there? Okay. So the guidance here is the influx of information coming in from seemingly somewhere that has no logical place that it's coming from. Let me hold up this card. So there seems to be no logical place where you're getting your ideas from or the impulses that you may feel. They may feel very familiar or doable, possible for you, but other people may question where you're getting these ideas from and try to talk you out of them. These ideas are coming from your higher self, your soul's memories, your soul's highest expression, and from your guides. So it's coming from not an intellectual place. Water, the overflow, the flow of information wants to come through you, to you. I feel that I need to do the tarot already. So you have the 5 of Air, Collie, Dog. I'll read what's on the card. Let's do that. Your current path isn't leading you toward the happiest possible outcome, so why not change it? Always maintain integrity and compassion, but be alert to the hidden agendas of others. We have the Queen of Earth, thoughtful, caring, creative, ingenious, and it's the Belgian hare. You will be given advice that's both practical and creative, and it should be followed precisely. Focus only upon the positive in every situation or person. And then we have the 5 of Water. Sorry to make that noise. 5s are challenging positions. Dragonfly, focus upon the fact that Source loves you and always has the highest of intentions for you. A positive outlook makes it easier to recover from life's little difficulties so that you can move onward and upward. So we have here on either side of this practical building of a material reality for you, of a material foundation. We have the intellect and the emotions. Ooh, in a tug of war. And you're being asked at this time, advised at this time, that your inner guidance system knows that which is beyond yourself is where the answers lie. That is beyond the, let's say, personality definition of yourself is where the answers lie. So let me hold these 3 cards up here. So there's conflict of intellect and conflict of emotion, and what you're being advised to trust is the divine guidance and the part of you that is connected to the divine flow of information. And this can be a lonely place, but here it says, once again, on the Queen of Earth, you will be given advice that's both practical and creative, and it should be followed precisely. So this advice is coming from your guides, and I'm hearing a strong inner knowing, and it's an inner knowing as if it's been implanted in you. It's the seed of that wisdom is within you. And it is awakening at this time. And parts of that information is super practical. It can be as practical as waking up in the morning and you feel that, okay, to be productive today, I should, do this work, fill out these forms, run these errands. And that will be a productive day for me. But your instinct says, clean out your closet. Right? It's a very practical thing to do, but sometimes we can't see ahead what the mundane, how that shifts our energy, or how that shifts the energy of the place, or how that aligns with divine timing. And that's why it says, focus only upon the positive in every situation or person. I'm going to pull clarifying tarot. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. Yeah. I agree. You should do that. So we have the Ace of Cups, the King of Swords, I'll take that one, the Seven of Crystals in reverse, and I feel to take that as well. At the bottom of the deck is Justice. So there are things coming into balance in your life that, and I feel, as I said, this tug of war between the 5 of air and the 5 of water, between intellect and emotion, they're equally strong. I'm going to continue with the Queen of Earth first, just because that's where I kind of cut myself off to shuffle more cards. Focus only upon the positive in every situation or person. This is the King of Swords, being strategic, being almost calculated in their thoughts and actions. So if we continue with the example of what you feel you must do to be productive in a day, if there is no, let's say, negative consequences outside of yourself for, choosing to clean out your closet rather than I don't know, fill out paperwork on that particular day. If the deadline, you're still going to meet the deadline, you just choose not to put it at the top of your priority list, right? Recognize that you are the one putting mental pressure on yourself, and it's not necessarily coming from the outside. And and how we choose to take people who have demands of us, who have expectations of us. This is where the King of Swords is really couldn't give a dang about what other people want from them if it does not serve them positively, or if it doesn't align with them. How long are you going to put your own needs and desires second, third, fourth to other people's expectations, hoping, waiting that eventually it will be your turn? That's where I come here with the Ace of Cups, the Five of Air, this tug of war that's going on even in the intellectual with people who have their own reasons for wanting you to stay in certain ways of being, ways of thinking, in certain living situations, in certain contracts with them, in certain, what's the word I'm looking for? Constellations with them. They have their own reasons to want you there. They don't necessarily need you there, and it's not, or they do need you there, but are you being served equally as well as they are being served? Remember, you have the Justice card on the bottom of the deck here. And the Ace of Cups here is to me, sorry, I'm listening. There's the opportunity here for a new emotional reality. And I feel that once you can tap into this energy of the aqua aura quartz, the beyond the mind, the receiving of the divine flow of information, you can very easily recognize where someone is not guided by that stream of knowing, by that intention. And then so you know that their intention for you is not as high frequency, as noble as the stream of information that you're connected to beyond the mind. If we go to the Seven of Crystals, so that understanding will free you from the feeling of, people pleasing, and the burden of being accountable to people that you don't really, or to people or situations that you don't really need to be accountable to. The Seven of Crystals in reverse, clarifying the Five of Water. There is at this time an emotional blockage to the seeds you have planted growing. And some of them are seeds that you probably planted for reasons that are no longer valid, or for versions of yourself that you no longer are. So there's an energy of that which you have planted not being as fulfilling as you thought it would be, or not actually coming to fruition in the way that you thought it would. More on actually it's like equal of both, as if something has changed. Some dynamic, some aspect of yourself or some aspect of a situation has changed, where the tree is bearing strange fruit, is what I'm hearing. The tree is bearing strange fruit. I read an interesting fact about dragonfly. It said that female dragonflies play dead to avoid mating with males that, they're not interested in. And as soon as this card came out, I felt that kind of that memory came back to me. And I don't take many things as coincidence either. I feel that there's some type of validity in this explanation for you. And also what I thought was like, is this also an analogy for, nature can be a brutal place, but we as humans, sometimes we play dead when we should really just say something. And I feel that there's certain things that have not been expressed, certain wants, needs, or desires that were not expressed. And for this reason is why the tree is bearing strange fruit, as they say, because certain seeds that you planted, so I'm repeating myself now, but I'll finish my sentence. Certain seeds that you planted were not with the highest intention, or based on the highest expression of yourself, or based on your truest intentions to your authentic self. And so they are not the fruits will not be as sweet. You no longer have a taste for them. And this is why the Lemurian guides, the Lemurian collective, is very much pouring into you so that you may align. So that you may align or realign with a higher expression. There's also a need for some emotional cleansing, is what I'm hearing and feeling. There's equal energies here of the throat chakra and water. I mean, the throat chakra is air, but I feel the throat chakra and I feel the element of water. And there's a lot that needs to come out. And to the card that, the card that came, wanted to come out here, the extra tarot card is the 5 of crystals, and I'm going to put it, I think, right in the middle here. Ooh, so you have 3 5s in this reading. So there's a lot of change afoot for you. But there's a feeling of, wow, this is the first time in this card that I recognize that there's a cat here. And I've had this deck for years. There's a cat in there. 5 of crystals is about having a feeling of lack. And I feel that you're being encouraged to fight off this feeling of lack. You're being warned of being too focused on what's going wrong, too focused on the conflicts, and the things that feel chaotic around you. Because, as we say, this is an unsettling energy. 3 5s is an unsettling, any 5 is an unsettled energy. So out of balance type of energy, and you have 3 of them in the earth element, the air element, and the water element. Oh. So you're very much being encouraged here to take charge as the Queen of Earth here and the King of Swords, you're to rely on otherworldly consciousness, other dimensional consciousness, beyond the mind consciousness, more than you are to rely on any human being at this time in order to get through the current or upcoming challenges. Your guides and your inner knowing is what is going to bring you out of this Five of Crystals energy, this feeling of lack and loss. Remember, they're saying, remember that things in that room needs to be made. The old has to go in order for the new to come in. And they bring me back to the cleaning out your closet example. I feel like I want to pull something more for you. I'm pulling the final oracles here, 2 of them. But I feel somehow like there's something else that needs to happen. Well, let's do these 3 and then. So we have here Nectar of Life, Inner Alchemy, and Ancient Emissaries. Oh, sorry about that. You're being asked to remember or to ask yourself, what is life's deepest purpose for you? What is life's deepest purpose for you? That's what I'm getting from Nectar of Life. I may take a glance at the book, but intuitively, and what I'm hearing is, what is your vision of life's greatest purpose? And this is coming by the 5 of Air and the Ace of Cups here, because once again, a new emotional reality, putting yourself first, for many of you who are listening to this or who chose pile 1, may not be something that you do very often, if at all. And it is pulling you, doing that too much pulls you off of your path. It pulls you out of alignment with your own inner guidance system, because you're allowing someone else's temporary, tangible wants and needs. What's the word I'm looking for? Not temporary. Fleeting, perhaps. Their wants and needs in the moment, and maybe you want to avoid a conflict, so you just say, okay, fine, hoping that it will just go away and things will smooth over. But this is no longer the case, or it has not been the case, and they're asking you to recognize. There's the illumination here says, I'll just read. I release stagnant energies. I receive nourishment in all areas of my life. I am ready to renew. And the question is, where in my life do I wish for more nourishment? Yes. So I hear you've been starving yourself so that other people can eat. Take that as it resonates. You've been starving yourself so that other people can eat. But some of them are just gluttons, right? So it's like you're depriving yourself for people who, like, if they don't get it from you, they'll either find a way to get it for themselves, or they'll end up going to someone else to get it, right? You don't always have to be the one. There's a time to say no. With Inner Alchemy, the question here is, what am I now in the process of alchemizing in my life? It says, I alchemize my life experience into shining soul gems. I have faith in my healing. I am resilient and resourceful. Pearls of wisdom, thriving after difficulties and turning triggers into growth. Yes. when the negative comes up, which it happens to all of us, how are you going to deal with it, and how much of it are you going to even bother to address? How are you going to turn negatives into positives? What are you going to focus on? Because right now, you and your spirit team are who are creating this future for you. And that brings us to ancient emissaries. Yes, you are very much guided by, you're being redirected, guided into the depths of yourself, into the depths of your knowing, your intuitive knowing, the depths of your emotional truth and your soul's truth, your heart-led truth, to come to a place where you are living a more full version of yourself. This is what I'm hearing. You have to go inwards to expand outwards. And there is much to be learned and celebrated when we embrace our emotional reality. When we create from a healed emotional reality, then we start creating really beautiful circumstances for our lives. Okay, I do feel a sense of completion there. Thank you. So thank you for being here. Thank you, Pile 1. I hope that was helpful to you. If not, do check out any of the other piles that may have resonated with you. And thank you to the Lemurian Collective for this reading today. I will see you next time. Until then, take care, be well, and stay blessed. Bye for now. Hello, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. You chose rutilated quartz. I'm going to show it to you again. I know it's tiny. I wish I had a bigger one. I mean, it's hard to show on camera how nice this crystal really is. Hard to show. All of the nice little striations in it. So let me tell you a little bit about this crystal before we get into your pre-shuffled cards here. So what's the first thing I can say? It's a stone of divine inspiration. It works on all chakras. It can be a very powerful stone of protection. It promotes spiritual growth, and let's just hold it like this. It promotes spiritual growth. It cleanses all of the chakras by drawing out negative energy, disease. Remember, there's no medical advice here. I'm just reiterating what's already written about this crystal. And it energizes the aura as well. Yeah, so it's good for basically clearing. There's a lot of clearing and re-energizing. So we'll see if and how that has some significance to your reading here. It usually does. Nothing is meaningless in these readings. So let's see what cards are shuffled for you. We have Soul Star Chakra, merging with the divine. Yeah, see, it's just in Pile 1 as well. As soon as I read the description, or not read, explained the crystal's properties and uses, then the cards reflected that right away. So yes, you have card 10, Soul Star Chakra, merging with the divine, and then we have 18, alignment, and you see all the chakras in there. So you could already tell from now, I would think, if this pile kind of aligns with you or not. If not, then feel free to check another pile. And I'm going to flip over your pre-shuffled tarot. You have the Four of Fire, which is the Four of Wands, the Magician, the Unicorn, and the Seven of Water in reverse. And I'll get into those cards and read what's on them a bit later. So what am I feeling here? The Lemurian collective is signaling here, communicating to you here the importance of your alignment from all the way from your Earth Star chakra, so beyond the 7 chakra system that we've been accustomed to for many years, and into more of the, well, as far as my guides have said, they're just many chakras, but we are kind of in the realm of 12 at the moment. For some of the human collective, more chakras, the awareness of more chakras has opened up. It's always been there, but the awareness of it, the expansion into them. So the Soul Star chakra and this alignment card here, there is, you know what, let me get the book here. Not that I have, because if I have a book, why should I ramble? Let me just grab exactly what it says here for the Soul Star chakra, just some of the keywords here. Transcendence, letting go, being filled with divine light, channeling, karmic records, the bridge between the spiritual and physical realms, and ascension. The themes are karma, or what can be implemented or cleared for your optimal progress towards ascension. The position of the Soul Star chakra is about 15 centimeters before the head. I mean, above the head. Yes. So Soul Star chakra is about, your expansion, your ability to receive messages from the divine. You know, the crown chakra is where we used to think of it being let's say, the end of our upper communication, but they're higher. And Soul Star chakra is the next step up, right? And here lies I'm riffing because I don't have any of my chakra notes around me, but is where also a lot of your information about, yes, your karmic contracts, your past lives, your Akashic records are all in there in connection to that chakra. So at this time, you are being encouraged to align, to open yourself up to your multi-dimensional knowing. And this came across in the podcast as well, podcast episode 10. But for you specifically, pile 2, this is about bringing that knowledge into the physical realm. So it not being something that you do in private on a certain day of the week, but it come into how you live life. Four of Fire, the Otter, says it's time to kick back, relax, and celebrate all that you have. Joy arises from success in your career, the completion of a project, or a very happy home life. So I feel that it shouldn't cause you, your expansion should be a reason to celebrate as opposed to a feeling of discomfort. Some people, it's a feeling of discomfort because they have a lot to shed, right? But you're being invited to lean into the expansion more deeply and accept the power that this expansion is not only blessing you with, but it's making you aware of with the magician and the unicorn here. There is magic in the air. You can manifest everything you need to be successful. And I'm hearing here that you also have it's because you have the ability to, or you have done some work to release some type of karma. There's some contracts that are over. There's some karma that's been laid to rest. And so the doors are open for you to manifest whatever you can bring in from your highest self, from your highest intention. This Seven of Water in reverse here, the card says, this is Maine Coon Kitten, it's time to stop procrastinating and make a decision so that you can move forward with a priority. If you need to do more research, then do so, but don't overthink the situation. Listen to your heart. And it's coming in the reverse. So I'm feeling that it's actually, for most of you, you have a very clear, you're not stuck on your decision of where or on you're not confused about where you need to go. They're saying you're not confused about where you want to be, about where you need to go, about what feeds your spirit. You have very little confusion about it, even if you don't have a practical plan as of yet. So we're going to see how you should move forward. We're going to grab some more tarot. From these three cards, though, gratitude and being in complete peace and joy with where you're at this here and now moment when you're watching this video is one element of manifesting this future, and the second element, or a second element, is the visualization and the intention to create. Let's grab some, give this a quick shuffle like this. Okay. We have the King of Crystals, the Empress, I'll take both of these, the Nine of Crystals and the Seven of Swords, and kind of got that in the middle. So I'm going to, the bottom of the deck, you have the Six of Cups. So, wow, okay. The King of Crystals in reverse. I do feel that this is coming to me as a person or a situation that is oppressive to your happiness. Now, this can be the devil on your own shoulder, but I feel that this is a person, place, or thing or situation that has an ability, or who currently has the ability to make you unhappy. That's the best way I can put it, to keep it general. Because here you do have very much a intuitive power here. So this King of Crystals in reverse can also be interpreted as a material world, masculine oriented thing that keeps you in limited thinking, that makes you feel less than accomplished or less than satisfied with your life or less than satisfied with yourself. But the reality is merging with the divine. And if you're in alignment with your true nature and your higher self, that you are this creatrix, creative being who is the best of. You have the magician and the empress. The magician is clarified by the empress. So you can birth anything, literally. And the Nine of Crystals is also verifying that it's only you can very much create on your own, or well, on your own, which is in connection with your higher self and your higher guides. You are completely able to do that. You're completely capable on your own. And somehow, somewhere deep inside you, with the Seven of Water in reverse, you know for sure that you are capable on your own. But there is this work situation, this person that makes you somehow feel less than accomplished or is dragging you down. There is something dragging you down. And the Seven of Swords here, which is the other card that came out, the Seven of Swords here is at the center of your reading, which is saying that don't jump to conclusions that limit your ability to see something through to the end, or to let something go and try something new. Because guaranteed, this, whatever this means to you, when this is gone, you will be better off. I'll just put it like that. You'll be better off. You'll be much better off because your energy will be free to do and create and to be merged with the divine. There's someone or something holding you in a lower vibration. Six of Cups. There's something karmic that is being clung to in your emotional. There's an emotional tie that is toxic. Once again, it could be to a person, to a place, to a thing, to a situation, to a dynamic, but there is a toxic cling, not static cling, but toxic cling. So let me get your final oracles. This went faster than I thought it would. Okay. Is there anything else? No, we're just getting the final oracles, and hopefully this will give you, so you have inner strength, inner compass, storm. Okay. Yeah, it's going to take, I do read from the guidebook for this, just at least like the keywords and the kind of meditative questions. Inner strength. These two energies are just, they're in opposition, is what I'm feeling. This ability, I feel that you can be a very naturally joyful, relaxed person, but there is something or someone that continues to weigh on you. It may also be, and this will only be for a few of you, it may also be that you are so used to being, let's say, run down, overworked, criticized, that you don't allow yourself to get too comfortable. But for most of you, this is an actual thing that you can just get rid of. There might be multiple of them, multiple situations, contracts, agreements, whatever, that you can just get rid of. Inner strength here is saying resilience, surrender, expansion. I am deepening into each present moment. I am learning just how strong I can be and what I am fully capable of. I rise to new occasions and lessons along my path. I coast with the ups and downs. I know change is a constant force. And the question here is, where does my inner strength grow and expand? So it will take some inner strength as well for you to overcome and release whatever this King of Crystals is representing for you, King of Crystals in reverse, because there seems to also be, as the Six of Cups in reverse at the bottom of the deck says, there seems to also be some type of nostalgic, there may be a dream that didn't pan out exactly, and you keep trying to repair it or trying to replicate a situation in the past that you wanted to turn out different. But there is an inner strength here of letting go. There is a letting go that needs to happen here. A surrender to. There's also, for someone, a surrender to the fact that your life is infinitely better without whatever this King of Crystals represents, and you already know that. So the inner compass, you're getting a lot of downloads. You're getting a lot from your own higher self, from your own inner wisdom as to direction, your next movements, and encouragement even, for you to know, to be who you truly are and to know who you truly are. And inner compass says, following your true north, soul purpose, visionary quest. I am guided by my inner compass of purpose and intuition. I have faith in my vision. I am resilient to challenges. And the question here is, what is my true north? No, where is my true north guiding me? So, yes. Some of you have a venture that you want to start, or you have a dream life that you want to start moving in the direction of, but you don't necessarily have anyone else but yourself who believes. You are encouraged to keep it to yourself so that people don't spoil it, number one, because people have a tendency to do that. Even people who have the best of intentions for you sometimes plant seeds of doubt that don't need to be there, at least not in the stage of manifestation and creation that you are. You need to get this divine alignment behind you. The divine alignment needs to be behind you, and the rest will come. The practical steps will come once you are connected to the divine, higher, true north, soul purpose calling of why you want to move in that direction. And when you connect that dream to a deeper calling, then the intuitive, the inspired actions can happen. The inspiration comes in, and your momentum you have a different momentum behind you. Sorry, I'm getting flustered on my words, which has been interesting with the Lemurian energy. Yes. So breathing. Storm. Here we go. Your final card here. Inner turbulence. This too shall pass. I have the courage to navigate any storm. I am willing to go beyond my comfort zone. I am ready to let go of the familiar and embrace my new destiny. And the question here is there a drastic change needed in my life? I think I know the answer, but I'll let you answer it. But here, with your two cards here, the Seven of Water in reverse and the Nine of Crystals upright, it says that you know very well where you want to go. You have an almost certainty. I don't know where your doubt is coming from. Feels like this is the doubt. You know very well that you are capable, but it requires you to shake some things loose from the trees. It requires a clean out. It requires some turbulence. It requires you to say no to some people who are not going to want to hear no. You know, the Seven of Swords show up in your reading. People who their intentions are shady and shisty, right? And I have a feeling that some people in your life and some situations, their true intentions towards you, their true feelings towards you will not be exposed until you walk away from them. Then you will see how much resistance or how much they were holding you back from your true potential. You may anger some people, right? But let's just, the reminder that they're giving me is that there are people who have profited or benefited from you being unaware of your full power. So you've brought wealth, health, happiness, and comfort to many people by misusing or staying in situations that don't serve you, that are not balanced in your favor, or that are not balanced or not tipped in your favor. So I think I'm going to leave it there. Oh. To wrap it up, merging with the divine, with your higher purpose, aligning with your highest truth, and trusting that inner compass of yours. That is what the Lemurian Collective has to offer you today. I hope it was helpful. Do check out any of the other piles if you think there may be another message for you. Do like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. I am also available for personal readings. Right now it's recorded readings. They're delivered as recordings, and I open live one-on-one readings a few times a year. Great. See you next time. Until then, take care, be well, and stay blessed. Bye for now. Hello, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. You chose singing quartz as your crystal. So there's only one of them here, but they usually work together. They're said to resonate together, creating harmony and balance. They're energizer crystal, and they energize because they're just clear and simple. It raises the vibration of its user. It opens one up to channels for healing and communication with other beings. And said to be that within this crystal is the ancient force that created the universe and has a resonating high-pitched Om vibration. Can also bring forth like creative energies. So it's supposed to do that when there's two touching each other. Oh, sorry, I forgot to move this from the last pile. So we're going to put your singing quartz right there, and we'll see how it relates to the cards that come out for your reading here. I'll just put on a little bit of music to accompany me in the background. Okay, great. So hopefully it's just low enough so it doesn't disturb you. I think you're the only pile that got 3 of the Oracle cards. So first card you got 33, Journey to Wholeness. And then, be careful here, I don't want it to fall on the candle. Then we got 15, Fire, Solaris Sublime. And always had a problem with this stand. And it's number 47, 4 plus 7 equals 11, Stepping Through. So okay, and I'll just put your tarot cards out. You have the Knight of Water, the 10 of Earth, and the 7 of Air. I'll read those after. So what I'm getting for you, pile 3, with your singing quartz is that I see a transformation. And what I'm hearing here from the Lemurian collective is that your journey is a very unique one. It's a very special one. You may have even heard, like, in an insulting way from people, oh, you think you're so special, don't you? Or when you talk about your life experiences, they try to minimize them, like, oh, everyone has their stories and whatever. But your stories are meant to inspire other people because your transformation is just that great. Fire, like, I feel, so I'm hearing, yeah, trial by fire. You've been through a lot. And you don't, like, for sure there can be people on the planet who have been, let's say, through more but what do I mean by more? Sorry, they're giving me imagery and I'm trying to find the right word for it. Let's say more brutality, more poverty, more, things that you see on the news, but the deep finding of oneself, right? We're not here to compare our journeys to others and say, I don't have a right to feel like I've been through the ringer and back. There's some very deep, I'm trying to see what's in, is that a phoenix or is that, let me put this close to my face here. Trying to determine if this here is a phoenix or I don't think it's a scorpion or a dragon, but you see that you have the 2 dragons here. You have 4 dragons in here, actually. But there's something, you've been through many rebirths, but the rebirth, the transformation that you are on the precipice of at the moment is one that is it's one that you can really, truly, say, enjoy and embrace. I feel that you've been through transformations before that were difficult, that somehow once it was done, you're like, okay, that was great. But there was still, like, so much challenge. It was almost as if you were just ready for the next battle. And this is finally one where you actually are going to be able to kind of relax or enjoy And that may be the challenge for you right now. It's like, when's the last time you got to just be joyful and not worry about the next step and the next thing and the next task, the next milestone? And I feel this is, the energy of the singing crystal bringing harmony between all of the aspects of yourself through all of your experiences. Look at all of the different colors and forms and shapes that are in this journey to wholeness card here, right? Bringing harmony to seemingly parts of your life that never seem to fit together, parts of yourself that never seem to fit together. I'm hearing compartmentalized. So you may have led a very compartmentalized life where there's certain things that you only do in solitude. There's certain things that you experiences or types of energy you only experience if you're in the work environment. There's something that you only experience if you're partying or nightlife, or doing whatever your hobbies are. And there's parts where then you have like maybe a handful of close friends, if any close friends, who you have another experience with them. These worlds are all going to start to kind of meld together, and not in a way where everyone's going to know your business, but more like you will feel like more of stepping through, you'll feel like more of yourself, your true self in every situation. So your communication will also improve, because the singing crystal also has an element of communication with it, cleansing the aura. You won't be taking on other people's energy as much. You'll be much more in alignment with yourself. And you can be, I'm also getting the strong, this year, this reading is timeless, but the year that I'm reading this in is 2024, the year of the wood dragon in the Chinese New Year. And there's a lot of dragon energy this year. I feel though that a lot of you for a very long time, and not in past lives as well, have worked with dragons. There were dragons, the dragons of Lemuria as well, who are very present in raising the consciousness and reawakening wisdom within those who have Lemuria in their Akash. Oh, yes, let's go to the tarot before I just get swept away by you, by your journey here. Pile 3. So you have the Knight of Water, romantic, flirtatious, introspective, and enchanting. It says the frog. It says a deeply emotional and probably romantic experience will sweep you off your feet. Things can move very quickly during such whirlwind encounters. So stay balanced and make decisions with both your heart and your intellect. Then you have the 10 of Earth, which is the golden retriever dog. Contentment comes from knowing that your finances are secure and your family's material needs are taken care of. It's important to honor traditions and have pride in your heritage and the accomplishments of your ancestors. And the 7 of Air, we have Magpie. Caution will help you avoid the loss of valuables, including non-material resources such as time or peace of mind. Be aware of the results of your actions as well as what others might be doing behind your back. So what I am hearing here for you, pile 3, is this may be a person coming in, but I feel more that this is you. Stepping into a more joyous, more fulfilling, more emotional reality, positive emotional. You may have been cautious in the past of expressing emotion or having emotion, because some of you, your emotions are very strong. And if you allow them to flow, they can keep you from wanting to get out of bed in the morning, right? Or they make you overeat, or you may not have a rein on them. So that is also a word of caution here, to keep your, like, to feel your emotions, yes, but you may be in the act of practicing how to feel them without letting them run amok, without letting them take you over, especially if you're doing anything where your work requires you to reflect on parts of your journey. It may bring up negative emotions as well. I'm hearing that, beware of extremes in your emotions. So being too festive, quote unquote, there's nothing wrong with dancing and a few drinks, but do be cautious of, let's say, overindulging in food or drink, or anything that's like a temporary high. And also be cautious of overindulging in any negativity. And yes, I'll get to that part. Let your intellect come in to play sometimes and modulate your emotional reactions, whether it's something, for yourself, with yourself, or because I have the feeling here as well that this is too good to be true feeling could come about, and there could be some self-sabotaging habits, right? Like if you feel that you're looking better than you've looked in a long time, it's not a signal to go and, eat a whole double cheese, double topping pizza and think that, there's going to be no consequences for it. Right? Of course, if it's a one-off thing, but that's the message that I'm getting. Be careful of overindulging in your celebration of your newfound freedom, and your newfound glow up and your newfound happiness within yourself. The 10 of Earth here is saying, I feel everything is going to be solidified for you. There's a good foundation ahead of you. If it's not already there, there's one that's in the making. It will require you. It is asking of you to be reverent to everything that you've been through and everything that your family or those that came before you have been through. So yes, you came through a lot of things on your own, quote unquote, on your own, or you with the help of your spirit team. But remember, so I'm hearing this saying that is said often, you are your ancestors' greatest dream. So you've accomplished things that other people in your lineage, in your bloodline or cultural group were not able to accomplish. And they are very proud of you for it. So you may feel, it may resonate with you that you are the generational healer in your family, that you have found a level, have broken through or stepping through to a level of soul freedom and alignment with your soul purpose that others before you were not able to accomplish for whatever reason, whatever karma they were not able to overcome, whatever choices they made, whatever strength that they, emotional, spiritual, or physical, they didn't have at the time. The point is, all of that, all of the blessings and all of the rewards that come with that are on the table for you. You do have to acknowledge, embrace that you're not a one-man show in this as well. So I'm getting that message very clearly. So there's a humbleness that's required as well. Even though you have a reason to celebrate, your successes are the successes of your family, soul family, and part of your blood family as well. So I am being guided to tell you that you may also want to do some type of ritual celebration with those, for those people that came before you, and for those other versions of yourself and past life selves. The Seven of Air, yes. So you going all through all this great stuff, there's going to be some tricksters and shysters and fake people exposed. Some people who just want to profit off of you. And you may feel so loving and giving that you want to share this abundance that you are now stepping into. And it's not just material things, although you have to be very cautious of your material possessions and of people asking you for things. And I feel that you're being prepped in this way with discernment, because when all of this stuff, all of these blessings rain down on you, there are going to be people who are going to ask for a handout. There are going to be people who warm up to you, rub up to you, come into your space because they want to profit off of your energy, because you're in the energy of blessings. They want to ride your coattails. They want to be in your light. So there's a need here. I spent longer on that than I intended to, but there's a need here for you to be cautious of how you speak to people as well, but your boundaries also need to be strong. Because this card does say, be aware of the results of your actions as well as what others might be doing behind your back. So take everyone with a grain of salt in pile 3. That's, be cautious. Bordering on suspicious is what I'm hearing, because I feel that you have some very well-veiled tricksters in your midst. I'm going to take some clarifying tarot. And it's amazing who comes out of the woodwork when you're looking good, you're feeling good, you have renewed passion for life. You're coming into harmony. Be careful of who wasn't there when you were struggling and who wants to come in now that you are doing well. Oops. That was an interesting. Okay, everything just fell down here. It's not my favorite card stand here. Hey, just one moment. Okay. So the first card we had that knocked everything on the table over is the Six of Swords. We have the Six of Wands in reverse. We have Transformation, which is Death card. And then I have a card off to the side that I will look at, that will go in the middle here once I'm done talking about these. So, Six of Swords, moving forward, moving on. I feel that, I feel you're going to be taken out of one situation, be put in another that's more light-hearted. Because this energy of you needing to be discerning, that's going to be anywhere, but there's some places where it's just too much. You do need to have this time to be whether you're male, female, or neutral, to be in your sensual energy, to be in this energy of loving upon yourself, of feeling yourself, of just feeling great. And if you are in environments where people are upset with you about stepping into this harmony, then, there's that medicine for your spirit that you don't get to enjoy as much. I mean, unless you're just really good at blocking people out, but that takes energy away from your joy as well, whether we like to acknowledge that or not, right? With the 10 of Earth and the 6 of Wands, the first thing I heard when the 6 of Wands came here in the reverse, it was like, don't talk. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody anything. And don't immediately spend your money. Don't immediately show too much of your blessings on the outside. I have a feeling it's like not until we move you to somewhere where you're safer. But there's also a need to acknowledge how far you have come. That acknowledgement, though, don't seek it from others. I feel that this is, when the 6 of Wands is in the upright, there's this recognition from other people, the success, being bestowed upon you. But this, I'm feeling like it can just be the direction that the world is going in, and that there'll be people in challenge, and you will not be a part of that dynamic. You will be spared that dynamic, that experience, because you're stepping into yourself. But for this reason, you seek. Sorry, I'm going to listen. Seek only your own recognition. No, that's not the word. I'm searching for the word. Seek only your own praises. Let's say that. That feels something like what I want to say. As in with the 7 of Air and transformation, yes, there's some people leaving your life altogether. There is a softy. For some of you, there's a pushover part of yourself that is no longer going to be. You'll still be a soft being. You'll still be friendly. You'll still be all that sweetness that you are. This is what I see when I see the journey to wholeness. It's like, but your vulnerabilities have been preyed on in the past. And this is a hard lesson that you had to learn. So I feel that this is kind of the final lesson for a while. Hopefully you're going to take it on so that you don't have to redo the lesson of you just standing on your business, right? When something doesn't feel right to you, trust yourself. When someone doesn't treat you properly, call them out on it. If a contract does not suit you, communicate that. So this not putting yourself in positions where people can take you for granted for the sake of avoiding conflict, for example, right? So the card in the middle of your reading here, we have the 8 of Cups. Okay, yeah, there's a lot of moving. You're moving on. You're very much moving on. In this picture, we have Saturn. Yeah, you're fully being granted a new reality that is at a higher frequency, singing quartz. Your frequency has risen. And so we can't help but be transported to a new reality when our vibration has permanently changed. And please resist, they say resist the urge to lower it to, you know, appease anybody. There we go. To appease anybody, to make them feel better about, you know, them not necessarily, I don't want to say they're not on your wavelength, but you do need to, like, you're going to be leaving them. That's just kind of the way it's going to be. So your first card here, you have the Unveiling, then you have Shapeshifter, and you have Lemurian Waters. So I'm just going to grab the, not all, I'm not going to read the whole thing from the guidebook, but the key words, key phrases. So the Unveiling, we have sharing your spark, refining the vision, sowing the seeds of creation. I am dreaming something new into being. I move and create with intention and purpose. They gave me the word move as if you're actually moving. Like, part of it is moving your body, but some of you are moving location. Even if it may not be permanent, but yes, moving. And the question here is, what fuels my creative well? So this is why they need you to be able to be in your own energy and to just be happily be yourself, because you're very much in this sowing the seeds of your creation, refining your vision, which you're still in a tender spot. A lot of you are still in a tender spot of your transformation where, you know, you don't need to have naysayers in your midst. You are being unveiled, and as the unveiling is being prepared for, it's like you have to kind of do a soft launch, if you will. You're going to do a soft launch somewhere likely where no one knows you. No one knows you, or only very few people know you, and they know you on a much more intimate and pure level than the environment that you're in right now. Shapeshifter says adaptability, versatility, dexterity, selflessness, divine intelligence, self-awareness, regeneration. I move with grace and ease. I am able to shift my pace at any time. I am always transforming and evolving. And the question here is, do I need to adapt to a certain situation at this time? I feel this energy being that which... Okay, they're telling me you're becoming very aware of how powerful you are, how unique, how special, and how powerful you are. You're becoming very aware of it, but you have snakes in the water. Snakes are not inherently bad things. I do love a snake, right? but I'm going to come to this last one. So you're still kind of a little bit in hiding. And it's for your own safety at this time. So please, you know, it's up to you, but do take heed that you may not be in the position to see yet your adversaries. And the seven, the Lemurian waters are saying soul gifts, embodied alchemy, abundance. I am a conductor of many frequencies. I am reactivating new wisdom that quietly dwells within me. And the question here is, what seeds of Lemurian wisdom now bloom within me? I'm just checking something, because when it came out, I was feeling like it should be, that this one should be in the middle, because that's where it fell. Yeah, so they want it that way. So sorry about that. But message is basically the same, with a little bit of a different angle. They still want me to read it 1, 2, 3. So yeah, shapeshifter. Yeah, there are snakes in the water. Lemurian waters here is your wisdom. I feel like I've said everything that I need to say. Your wisdom is very much coming to the surface. You're learning to trust your intuition. You're learning to trust yourself. And as you strengthen that muscle, you are going to be shielded and protected by your guides, and they want you to assist them by not, putting yourself in harm's way before you know. So have good boundaries up, keep your eyes and ears open, keep your other senses open. When you feel something is off about a person, even if you can't pinpoint it to what, make sure you're not oversharing information about yourself, about your vulnerabilities, about your finances, about your plans, because these adversaries some of them are much closer to you than you would think. And it will be revealed in time. All right, pile 3. Whew. I hope that was helpful to you. I wish you all the best. Thank you to all of the guides, the Lemurian collective who came forth in this reading, and I wish you well. Do like and subscribe if you resonated with this reading, and I will see you next time. Until then, take care, be well, and stay blessed. Bye for now. Hello, Pile 4. Welcome to your reading. You chose Garden Quartz. Has this lovely, you can't really tell, it looks like black on the camera, but it's actually like purples and greens in there. So what is Garden Quartz? I'll tell you a bit about the crystal before we get into your reading. It promotes healing. It promotes healing through balancing the mind, body, and spirit so that healing can occur more holistically and more easily. It does enhance communication with other realms. It can connect you to past lives. And what else can I say about it? It's also said to stimulate the immune system. And I believe it's also for like deep emotional healing by releasing fear, and helps you understand the bigger picture. Supposed to also be very calming. So we'll see what the cards bring out about this little crystal we have here. How the crystal enhances your reading. So the first card, we have vulnerability. Card 56 adds up to 11. And then we have radical expansion, card 40. Both of your cards have dragon imagery on them. Okay. So I'm just going to, before I even put these cards out, because this message is coming through very clear. So pile 4, there is a need for you to drop defenses around certain wounds so that you can heal. Your expansion lies in you truly allowing yourself to be vulnerable. They're pointing me to even the crystals that are present on this card. So you may even want to work with crystals, work with Garden Quartz, the crystal that you chose for this pile, the crystal that's on this pile. Because there is an underlying negativity at work in your vibration that is hindering your expansion. Radical expansion, the word radical brings to mind radical acceptance. And this is, so I'm hearing that you may not heal everything that needs to be healed, but at least opening yourself to the process and the possibility of the healing is what will create the momentum for the expansion. So if you see on this card here, this lady, her heart is, this Is it the dragon that's coming out? Or the dragon is helping anyway. So I don't know if the dragon's coming out of her or the dragon's going into her. But there's this freedom of allowing yourself to not be guarded. Allowing yourself to not be guarded. Because even your help from your higher self and from your guides cannot get to you, right? Even blessings that are sent to you in order to help you along are not able to get to you if you're not allowing, the possibility that you can, like, for example, love again and it not turn out in the way that it did the last time, right? Or get on a bicycle again and not fall off, right? We have to be open to the possibility that we can pursue a goal again and this time have more success. And garden quartz is also something about stabilizing goals and desires. So I feel that your own fears are in the way of you reaching your goals and desires. And some of your goals and desires you don't acknowledge to yourself because you don't want to be vulnerable again. We have the 10 of water, the 4 of air, the 2 of earth, and the 9 of water. Ooh, okay. Let's just read from the card first. So 10 of water, prairie dog. It's time to express your love and appreciation for family, be it relatives or chosen family of close friends. Congratulations may be in order on a happy, fulfilling marriage, as well as raising happy, balanced children. How much does the actual text on the card relate to the message that we want to relay? They say some of you that's going to resonate. Others of you, there is a need to appreciate okay, this is what I'm hearing exactly. Don't punish the people who treat you well because of the people that did you wrong. Do not punish the people that did you well because of the people who did you wrong. So there's a need for you to celebrate or appreciate the people in your life who have been there for you, who have been good to you, who have shown you kindness, who have shown you patience, who have shown you grace. There's a need for you, and I'm feeling that this is because there's a need for you to restore hope in your relationships and the possibility of healthy, reciprocal relationships. So you're being encouraged here to focus and identify and appreciate those relationships, whether they're familiar or chosen relationships, how they have those that have been positive for you. The 4 of air says thoroughly thinking things through before making a decision. Continuing to overanalyze isn't going to get you any closer to a resolution, but meditation and prayer will bring the answers you seek. There's kind of a why me energy here, but there is, they want me to go to the 2 of earth, like Abyssinian cat. You may be under stress because of multiple jobs or too many responsibilities for one person to manage. It's important to balance your work and personal life and bring a spirit of fun to all you do. Okay, so the reason that they want me to have these two together is we do feel that you're avoiding it's like the feelings are being avoided by overthinking and overdoing. Let me hold these cards up. overthinking and overdoing. Although the Four of Air is not necessarily overthinking, but it's a call for you to relax your thinking and just be for a while. Because while the Four of Air, like air is swords, air is mental and intellect, the Four of Air is about resting that and going into meditation and prayer, which basically uses your intellect, focuses your intellectual power, mental power to access intuition and to feel your intuition and feel your emotions. That can also not be done if you are, playing with too many balls of yarn, as this cat is. If the Two of Earth, if you're juggling too many responsibilities, and if you're juggling people, some of you juggling people to avoid getting into any one relationship too deeply, that came through very clearly. So, not being vulnerable to any one person, but rather being superficial with many. That is, if that's where you're at, that's where you're at. But there's not much to be gained in being in that energy long term, right? The Nine of Water is saying now is the time when your dreams come true. Don't worry about how this will happen. Just give gratitude for all that you have and all that's still to come. So twice you have this gratitude card. So I feel that there's an energy here where there's emotional wounding that is preventing you from being grateful for what you already have. It's also preventing you from seeing some very valuable people in your life and not valuable in using them. Like that's not the way I want that to be interpreted. Valuable in there's a true kinship between you. There's a true give and take. Their intentions towards you are true. They see you. And the funny thing here, Pile 4, is that I feel that, people who are blind to their own pain don't realize that most other people are not blind to it at all. But there are people who still who can sense that there's a vulnerable part of you that you don't allow out. So there's just needing to be very careful here in your interpersonal relationships that you are not being a taker, because you have appreciation in the 10 of Water and gratitude in the 9 of Water. So appreciation of interpersonal relationships, appreciation for the things you have in life, for all of the blessings that you have. Because I do feel, and I am hearing, that there is this energy of always looking for more because nothing is feeling satisfying, but it's not feeling satisfying because now's the time when your dreams come true. What are your dreams? If you're not tapped into your vulnerability, your ability to be disappointed, the things that we want the most have the ability to disappoint us the most. So when we are not willing to be vulnerable, we are also cutting ourselves off from the possibility of great joy and great success, right? And of our greatest dreams coming true. Ooh, that wanted to fall out. Ace of Crystals, Knight of Cups, and Oppression. Ooh, the Devil. The bottom of the deck, you have the Queen of Cups. Okay, there's a new opportunity that does want to come in your direction. It's if though it requires you to open your vision, though. Open your vision, open your heart, even to you're saying you're not seeing the forest for the trees. So there is something. There is a blessing waiting for you that you I have this feeling. So the feeling that they're giving me is that it's already there, but you don't recognize it. It's already there, but you don't recognize it. And one of the reasons that you may not be recognizing it is because you're always searching for the next best thing. I mean, I would like to say something different to you, pile 4, that I have to say what the cards say, and I have to say what the Lemurian collective is telling me in my ear. And the way that this is reading is that, the Knight of Cups can be a very wonderful card, very wonderful figure as well. But I feel that there's like these two cards together is the failure to recognize this Knight of Cups is one of two energies in this position. It's either, these are the two energies I'm getting. One is you just having a look, this person is looking off into wherever. It's not even looking at the cup. There's a cup, and they're looking over there somewhere. Right? So the offer is there, but your attention is elsewhere, which is all this energy. Did I say there's two energies? I think that's basically the only energy that's there. The offer is there, but your attention is elsewhere for whatever reason. You're looking elsewhere. And this 9 of Water oppression card, I feel like this in the traditional deck, it would be the Devil. And this is not getting into your deepest desires because of this avoidance of vulnerability. Usually I end up getting another card that goes right in the middle here. At least the last 3 piles had that. No, they're telling me that this Knight of Cups is the middle of your reading. So where are you seeking your emotional fulfillment? Where are you seeking your emotional fulfillment? And are you convincing yourself that what you are finding or what you are seeking will be emotionally fulfilling, but you're not even admitting to yourself what would truly make you feel fulfilled? Because this 9 of Water and the oppression card is telling me that this is what I'm hearing. The water in your wishing well is tainted. Sorry to laugh, because I just find it, the water in your wishing well is tainted. meaning the source of your wishes are not pure, are not of the highest intention. They come from a place, a defensive place, a fear-based place, or addiction-based place. They're not for, your wishes are not of your highest expression. And you need to be very aware of that, because you run the risk of, well, I'm choosing my words carefully. You run the risk of setting a precedence, setting the tone for the next chapter of your life. I'll put it that way. And we could also just say, you be mindful that you are setting the tone for the next chapter of your life. So this is why for you, Pile 4, radical expansion is coming in, because I feel that the trajectory and being given the warning that your trajectory is, you may look back and wish that you wished more authentically, and that you were willing to take certain risks for yourself. These risks are not for anyone else but you. The risk of being hurt again, the risk of being disappointed, the risk of failure, the vulnerability of needing to process grief, anxiety, anger, all those uncomfortable feelings that we don't like, right? And this invitation that you're getting here is not, hey, let's heal everything today. It's, are you willing to go on that journey? Are you willing to go on that journey? Look at this surrender of the arms up and the heart open, and the guide saying, yay, you have chosen to go on the journey. Let the journey begin. Then the expansion can happen, right? I'm going to get your final oracles now. Final oracles for Pile 4, shifting fear. Shadow waters. Trying to get a third card here. I'm going to take that one. Ocean Cradle. Anything down here? At the bottom of the deck here is Storm. Okay, some once again, radical. Storms can be quite radical. Let me grab the guidebook here. I'm just going to read the keywords and we'll tie everything together. Okay, so shifting fear, the key words and phrases here are interconnection, seeing past the surface, healing misunderstandings. I can see beyond the labyrinth of my thoughts. How is my fear holding me back? And the question here is, how can I look beyond my fear? Is there another angle being presented? So this is coming as your final message on the 10 of Water and the Ace of Crystals. I'm seeing here that whose acceptance are you trying to maintain? That's what just came through. Whose acceptance are you trying to maintain? And who are your real allies? Who are your true allies? Are these, like, I'm looking at this photo, some of these are sharks, right? Are they all sharks? Yes, they're all sharks. So the sharks here are, I'm hearing that you have sharks in the water. That some of your closest people to you are not your real allies. And you do need to be aware of that. There's something of you misunderstanding them and other people misunderstanding you. Some of your, and some people, okay, this one is getting complex. So there's a lot of, so another card that came out when I was shuffling was, like, on the bottom of the deck was Shapeshifter. I don't know where it went now. Ah, yes, it was the original bottom of the deck before I put the cards back. Yeah, Shapeshifter. And I feel that you have the message here that not everybody, everything, or every person is as it seems. And if you were to look more deeply and tap into what your true values are, you will see who are good, close companions and who is just enabling, you know, basically who will go with you on a healing journey, who will expand with you. If you were to undertake this radical expansion, who would be the ace of crystals? There'll be several aces, but who's going to be that gift? I'll go to the next card. I'll leave that question there. So there's some looking at your circle of people that's necessary. The Lemurians are counseling. Shadow waters, shadow work, introspection. I lean into my inner stillness. I embrace my shadow self. I discover new treasures within myself. And the question here is, what shadows am I needing to transmute or acknowledge? I think that's fairly clear. I'm going to leave that there. Yeah. And Ocean Cradle, we have Creative Spark, the subconscious realm, tapping into unlimited potential. My dreams are the touchstones for my creativity. I am held and supported by my natural flow of inspiration. My natural flow of inspiration. And the question here, what creative dreams want my attention? Yeah. The ocean, they're saying go deep. Go deep. You need to go deeper into what you really, truly want to create. And only by being radically honest with yourself can you step out of this creating from fear, creating from negative patterns, creating from oppression, and to creating from flow and life force and your soul's true desires. Those are the words they're giving me. All right, pile 4. Thanks for being here. Do check out the podcast if you are so inclined. And like, and subscribe. So I'll see you next time. Until then, take care, be well, and stay blessed. Bye for now.